Another version of the dragon myth, from The Seven Tablets of Creation by Leonard William King, 1902, Part 2, Other Accounts of the History of Creation. Another version of the dragon myth. For the text, see Cuneiform Text, Part 13, Plate 33F, RM 282. For a previous publication, see Delitzsch, Assyrisches Wörterbuch, page 390. Translations have been given by Zimmern in Gunkel's Schöpfung und Chaos, page 417 FF, and by Jensen in Schrader's Keilen's Bibel, 6, page 44. Strictly speaking, the text is not a creation legend, though it gives a variant form of the principal incident in the history of creation according to the version Enuma Elish. In the tablet RM 282, the fight with the dragon did not precede the creation of the world, but took place after men had been created and cities had been built. End footnote. Obverse. The cities sighed, men, missing text. Men uttered lamentation, they, missing text. For their lamentation there was none to help, for their grief there was none to take them by the hand. Who was the dragon? Missing text. Tiamat. Footnote. The form of the name here used is Tumtu, i.e. the sea. End footnote. Was the dragon? Missing text. Bel in heaven hath formed, missing text. 50 kapsu in his length, 1 kapsu his height. Footnote. The kapsu is the space that can be covered in 2 hours traveling, i.e. about 6 or 7 miles. These general dimensions of the size of the dragon are in accordance with the statement made in 1.8f of the reverse to the effect that after the dragon had been slain, his blood flowed for more than 3 years. The second measurement in the line is taken by Zimmern to refer to the dragon's breadth, but, as Jensen points out, this is not consistent with the measurement of the mouth given in the following line. Even Zimmern's readings of 60 gar in 1:10 and 65 gar in 1:11 do not explain, but renders still more anomalous the 1/2 gar in 1:9. Without going into the question of the probable length of the Babylonian cubit, it is obvious that the dragon's breadth can hardly have been given so many miles if its mouth only measures so many feet. This difficulty can be got over by restoring Tishu in place of the suggested Rupusu at the end of 1.8. We then have a consistent picture of the dragon as a long, thin snake, rearing his head on high. His coils might well have been believed to extend for 300 or 350 miles, and the raising of his head into the air, a height of 6 or 7 miles, would not be inconsistent with the measurement of his mouth as 6 cubits, i.e. some 10 feet or more across. End footnote. 6 cubits is his mouth. 12 cubits his missing text. 12 cubits is the circuit of his ears, missing text. For the space of 60 cubits he, missing text, a bird. In water 9 cubits deep he draggeth, missing text. He raiseth his tail on high, missing text. All the gods of heaven, missing text. In heaven the gods bowed themselves down before the moon god, missing text. The border of the moon god's robe they hastily grasped, missing text. Who will go and slay the dragon? Footnote. Lines 17 through 19 are the appeal of the gods to the moon god. 11:20 through 22 contain the address of the moon god to Tishu, and 1123 give Tishu's answer to the moon god. And footnote. And deliver the broad land from missing text. And become king over missing text. Go Tishu, slay the dragon, and deliver the broad land from missing text. And become king over missing text. Thou hast sent me, O Lord, to missing text. The raging creatures, footnote, Jensen, Rihut, which he renders as moisture. The plural, Dalhuti, may perhaps be explained by supposing that, according to this version also, the dragon had other creatures to help her in the fight. End footnote. Of the river. But I know not the missing text of the dragon. The rest of the obverse and the upper part of the reverse of the tablet are wanting. Reverse. And missing text opened his mouth and spake unto the god, missing text. Footnote. Jensen suggests the restoration Ilu Bel, which he deduces from the traces upon the tablet as published by Delitzsch. For, as he states, the only other restoration possible would be Ilu Ishtar, and this is rendered unlikely by the masculine form of the imperatives in 11.2 and 4. This would prove that the slayer of the dragon was Bel or Marduk in both versions of the story. As a matter of fact, the traces are incorrectly given by Delitzsch. They represent the sign An, and not the conflate sign An plus N. And it is not possible to conclude from the text who is the hero of this version. End footnote. Stir up cloud and storm and tempest. The seal of thy life shall thou set before thy face. Thou shalt grab it, and thou shalt slay the dragon. He stirred up a cloud, and storm, and tempest. He set the seal of his life before his face. He grasped it, and he slew the dragon. For 3 years and 3 months, 1 day and 1 night. Footnote. Jensen suggests the restoration U, Kaps Pu, i.e. for 3 years, 3 months, a day, and hours. The trace of the next character after U is the single diagonal wedge. See cuneiform text, part 13, plate 34. According to Jensen's restoration, this sign can only be the number 10, i.e. Xikaspu, 20 hours, a not very probable reading. The diagonal wedge is more probably the beginning of the sign Mi, i.e. Mushu, and the end of this line may be restored as Umu ikan mushu ikan. This may be rendered 1 day and 1 night, or possibly, as Zimmern in his translation suggests, day and night. End footnote. The blood of the dragon flowed. Missing text. Footnote. The lower part of the tablet is taken up with the common colophon found upon tablets from Ashurbanipal's palace. End footnote. And another version of the dragon myth from the Sablan Tablets of Creation by Leonard William King, 1902, Part 2, Other Accounts of the History of Creation.